Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. Before we begin this video today, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notifications of every new video that comes on board. Hit the like button for this video. Positive attitude. I mean, it's what we need to have. So, if you have any topic that you want me to go over, you want me to give you my take on it, put it in the comment section. So that way I can make videos based on your comments. And this is one that didn't come through the comments, but it came through some other channels. If you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on Facebook at Carlos Flores Jr. You can connect with me on Instagram at Back on Basics. You can connect with me on X at Back on Basics as well. So, positive attitude is something that a lot of us think that we can't have all the time. And it's true to a certain extent. Remember what I've said before, right? Life sometimes it's like a roller coaster. You go up and you have downs, and you have ups and you have downs, and you have ups and you have downs. And so, but your mindset can, even if you're in a downward spiral, even if you're not at your best, you can still have a positive attitude. And that will help you ride what you're going through. So positive attitude it's a state of mind. Right? It's something that helps your mind be sharp. It's being in the present moment. It's being able to say, I get it. I'm here. This is not the best ideal, but I'm going to ride it so that way I'm going to get through it with positive attitude. The attitude is, I'm not saying being cocky or being way too self-confident, because remember, there's always extremes, right? But my recommendation is always being middle of the road, because if you're neutral, you can go back and forth if you need to, right? Adapting is great. In the middle, it's the best. It's the optimal. Your mind is focused. Your body is ready. So, I mean, like for example, right? Sometimes we tend to not want to get through things, and we tend to go down, and we feel bad. And you know what? And to be honest with you, positive things are happening all around you. But for some reason, we're just focusing on the negative things. You know, it's hard, but our mind sometimes tends to be that way. You could be having the best day in the world, but your focus has been on the negative aspect of your day, not the positive aspect. And that's where attitude comes in. And for me, attitude is something that it's easy to get to because it's the way you think. Attitude can get you from not moving to being able and motivated to get out there and do what you need to do and do what you want to do. Remember, I have a video this week or last week that talks about ride through the positives and the negatives, right? The thing is, we think that we need to be way up high to have the best positive ever. And then we feel bad because we're in the lowest of the lowest. But it's not true. Remember, those are two extremes again. Where is the optimal place? Everybody should know it by now. It's in the middle, right? Because in the middle, you are neutral. And you can go up and celebrate, or you can go down and not feel good. And it's okay to not feel good. You have to give yourself permission to not be okay. When I came here, when I came home today, I wasn't at my best. I was tired. I was mentally tired. I was physically tired. And guess what? I laid down a little bit. I was going to watch something, but I didn't even have to watch something because I was not feeling at my best. And that's one of the things that we have to make sure that we look at ourselves and say, how am I going to deal with this? What am I going to do? How am I going to ride these ups and downs, right? Because in all reality, the highs and the positives and the lows and the negatives is just your way of looking at things. It is. I mean, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, and I've told you this before, that my dad passed away a little bit over 2 months ago, and it sucks someday because you know what? I miss him so much. He was the one who was very real with me. He was my true north. He guided me into the person with my mom, right? And my support system. I mean, again, my family has helped me, but he would be the realest person that I can talk to. And he would say, son, it's here, son. It's here, son. It's there. And so it was basic. I mean, my mom and my brother and my family, they taught me that basics, right? Back on basics is what we need to focus on. And that's the reason why I'm talking about very basic topics. I mean, having a positive attitude is very basic, because you have to, the thing is that you have to change the way you think. It's like the glass, right? Some people see a glass half empty or half full, no matter how you say it. Some people see the glass half full, which is great, right? Positive. Some people see the glass half empty. The thing is, however you perceive things, however you look at things, that's how you're either going to go up or you're going to go down. And the thing that I've been talking to you about is the fact that you can actually have more of a neutral ride, right? And you get to decide the up and how much up and how much down. And you do that. It's riding the positives and the negatives. And it's easier said than done. And I'm telling you, I have 40 plus years of education, and I struggle. I mean, honestly, I'm doing the same things that I'm telling you that I'm recommending for you to do. I'm actually my own guinea pig sometimes, and I try them out, and I'm like, holy crap, this works. And then I'm like, holy crap, this doesn't work. But I'm trying, so that way I can give you my take, so that way I can give you the best suggestion for your situation. And in terms of writing the positives and the negatives, attitude is everything. If you think of, if you're thinking in a negative, if you have a negative attitude, then you'll always be down. You'll always be this way. And sometimes you can even go way down. You give yourself a chance. I'm not saying that you have to be positive all the time, because believe me, if I were to be positive all the time, I would be exhausted. I can't be positive all the time. I mean, we as human beings can't be positive all the time. Remember what I said in a previous video, right? Whenever there's something in front of us that we have to assess, that we have to look at, that we have to either adapt or to reject, that we have to accept or not accept, we always look towards the negative first, because that's what's intuitive. It's hard. It's easy to be negative. And you see it. Look at all the shorts that are out there. Look at all the videos on social media, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, on X, on others, Vine, whatever others there are. Realize that negativity is the easiest thing to get to. Why? Because it's easier to drop than to climb, right? It's easier to drop than to climb. And so nowadays, because we're so far removed from person-to-person contact, we kind of like we crave what's easy. And negativity is easy because you're there. I mean, in any situation, negativity is there. That's the first thing. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's innate, because there is a point where you will get to a neutral place, right? And from a neutral place in the here and now, I've been saying this over and over, in the here and now, you can actually move up and be positive, or move down and be negative. I know I'm preaching and I'm telling you this, but I'm trying it. I'm doing things. I mean, let's be honest, right? Not everybody's the life of the party. I'm not the life of the party. Look, I smile, right? And I teach you about different aspects, and I teach you about attitude, because attitude is everything. I mean, but I'm not the most. I'm an introvert. I keep to myself a lot of times. I'm not like the life of the party one. I mean, I'll do it, but that's not innate for me. But if you want somebody who's real, who's frank with you, who tells you based on what he does, then I'm your person, because I'm trying it myself. Again, that's what I'm doing. I'm preaching what I'm preaching, I'm doing. And believe me, there are some times where I am so low that sometimes I'm like, how am I going to get up from here to the neutral zone? How am I going to get up there? Now, I'm not even thinking about the positive. How am I going to get to the neutral zone? So that way my mind has, my body has a fighting chance to be neutral or positive. And I'm not saying like, yeah, kind of positive. I'm just saying positive. But a lot has to do with the way you think, right? A lot has to do with the way you do things physically. It's that mind-body balance. Again, mind-body balance. Believe me, it's not easy. I'm not telling you that everything's going to be easy. All I'm saying is practice. Change your point of view. Changing the way you see things. Knowing that if you're low, you have a choice to get to neutral or get to positive. If you're positive and you feel like this doesn't seem right, I mean, I'm enjoying these things, but it doesn't seem right, you do have an option to go to neutral. Neutral is when you can assess the best way to deal with things. In neutral, in the present, in the here and now, is where you assess how you're doing realistically. Remember, I've also recommended for you to use your support system. I haven't been using my support system as much as I should. I mean, right now I'm kind of like in a, kind of like a happy-ish kind of floating by way. But I know that's not me. I mean, I'm not. I'd rather be neutral than be happy. I want to be happy. Don't get me wrong. I want to smile, and I do. Every time I make these videos, I smile. You gotta see. If you look at all my videos, I'm always smiling. Why? Because I'm helping. I like to help. I like to provide. I like to support. I like to answer questions. I like to share my experiences. I like to share my education. I like to share whatever information I have. Believe me, I will tell you, because I want you to I don't want you to follow me in my footsteps. I want you to be right next to me. I want you to be where we're walking together, because and it sounds cliche, like a cliche, but one person can make a difference. Two people can make a difference. Three people can make a difference. More than three people, more than one person can actually change and make an impact. But it starts with attitude. I mean, I've done through many things. I've gone through having hair to not having hair. I don't have hair. I mean, by choice. And I'm telling you this, by choice. But I feel good because, I mean, I'm simple. I just want to tell you, I'm simple. It's like back on basics. I'm the basic. If I can be the poster child for basic, here it is. Right? Simple. Simple. But I can also change, and I can let my hair grow long, or I can do whatever I do. Remember, look at my video from yesterday. I was 265 to 267, and now I'm right around 213, 212. It took consistency. It took for me to have a positive attitude, for me to move forward. Every time I didn't have a positive attitude, I would stay still. I would stay still. But whenever I had a positive attitude, I moved forward. And believe me, you know how many times I wanted to eat pizza? Pizza is my favorite thing to do, to eat. So, if I want to get to where I want to get to, which is 210 and then 200, I need to make some changes. I started eating salad, which is great, right? But I didn't know it was great. I thought, I'm not going to eat that roughage. But it makes a difference. I started drinking, remember the turmeric and the black pepper drink? It makes a difference. It does make a difference. Attitude is important. Attitude, some people say attitude is everything. And they're right. Because you can go from negative to neutral to positive right here. Attitude is everything. Believe me. So, bottom line is, you don't let others choose how you see yourself. Don't let others choose how you see yourself. It needs to come from here, right? It needs to come from here. And so you want to make sure that your attitude is where you want it to be. And it's okay if it's not positive. It could be neutral. And it's okay if it's not negative. It could be there, but you are working towards neutral. The here and now, the present moment. Make those decisions. Be focused. Mind-body balance, right? It's you'll see the difference. After a while, the compounding effect, you'll see the difference. I see the difference now. And if I would have done this in my 20s, I would have been unstoppable. But I'm doing it in my late 40s, and I'm still unstoppable. Believe me. Believe me. So, before we end this video, because it's already at 19 minutes, I want to give a shout out to my favorite that makes these hoodies. Look, right? Hey Hawaii, aloha Aina. I mean, this hoodie I wear all the time. It's 90 degrees outside, and I'm wearing this hoodie because it keeps me cool. But look, front, side, right? Side. In the back, there's other stuff as well. And then with me with my bald head, right? Here I am. here I am, right? Covered, and it keeps me cool. So visit their store. It's great. These are great. These are great. Look, thin, right? I'm wearing an undershirt, but that's because I'm used to wearing an undershirt. I just don't want to sweat over my nice sweater or my nice shirt. Again, attitude is everything. Have a positive attitude. You can do it. Neutral is okay. Neutral is actually optimal. Get to it. So that way you'll choose whether you want to go up or you want to go down. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of any new videos that come on board. Hit the like button. Having a positive attitude. You having a positive attitude. If you have any topics, put them in the comment section. If you want to connect with me on Facebook, Carlos Flores Jr. If you want to connect with me on Instagram, at Back on Basics. If you want to connect with me on X, at Back on Basics. Till next time, keep it positive, people. Back on Basics.